this meeting to order for the Wells County Plat Committee on April 17th. And we'll start with the roll call. Jared. Here. Bill is here. Lynn.
Here.
Is here. Nick. Here. And Michael is here, but he's busy. So all present and accounted for. So first up is approval of the minutes from our April the 3rd meeting. Move to approve minutes.
Second.
Jared makes a motion to approve, and Lynn seconds. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, the vote was 5-0 in favor. So, okay. This matter, you want to start with the second one? Yeah. Okay. What we got? All right, we'll start with the major subdivision, secondary plat review, updated version. Item A, 24-03-05, Harrison Township. Todd Feaker and Aaron Ish request approval for an 8-lot major subdivision located at 300 East Wayne Street, just south of State Road 116. So, he's coming up to tell us what the changes are.
Okay, so we are just removing rear utility easement, 20-foot easement. We realized that we really didn't need it. We can run our utilities all up in the front easement. So it just seemed like it would give the property owners more room to work with. There's already that pipeline easement in the back, so nobody's going to feel crowded or anything.
Everything else is the same.
Everything else is the same.
I would make a motion to approve the secondary plat as presented.
Second.
All right, motion to approve by Mike and seconded by Nick. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay.
I'll have you sign
Thank you.
your parts.
Special paper.
I think you do.
I had to sign the first set, but I guess since they're redoing it, it's another. Can we sign it now too? Or
Well, no, we'll do that
later, okay. So, okay, next up, we'll start with the first development plan, item 25-05-06. Harrison Township.
Yeah.
Thanks. Jackson
Have a good one.
Jackson Family Trust requests approval for a proposed gas station and convenience store located at the southwest corner of State Road 1 and Harvest Road in Bluffton, zoned I-1.
This is the Casey's project.
Are you expecting some,
They were supposed to be,
you want to do the other stuff first?
just in case. Yeah,
And see
sure.
if they don't show up.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, we'll temporarily set this one aside and see if anybody shows up to represent them. So we'll move down the list to our first edition, which is PC 2025-029, Caleb and Karen Chichester, 309 West Lefevre Street in Ossian.
Okay, so they're adding, so there's two properties. The one property that on Lefevre has a house and the detached garage. They're adding the detached garage to the south property that has the two mobile homes on it. So, yeah. So that just the single
so
family
that,
house.
that building on the north, and that's the detached garage. Okay.
Yes, yeah, the red square.
Okay.
has
I thought that
detached
was the
garage.
house and they were.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It's a garage.
All right. Okay.
They own both of them, but they're preparing for something and wanted it to be a little bit different.
Okay.
Move to approve.
Second.
Okay. Jared moves to approve, Nick seconds, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, 5-0 in favor. Okay, next up is item PC 2025-030, Peter and Dobie Confer, north of 10254 north, 300 west in Markle, a minor subdivision.
And there's two of them here. The
Oh, there's
next-
two in a row, sorry. Item
Yep.
30 and 31, two in a row, okay.
So both are 2-acre cutoffs. They're north of the home there. There's nothing on either one of them right now. Things.
Make a motion to approve both as presented.
Okay, I'll second those. So Nick made a motion to approve both, and I will second both. So all those in favor say aye, aye.
Aye.
Aye, aye. Okay, so the vote is 5-0 in favor.
Is sewer available out that far south? It's to 1100. I'm not sure how far beyond that it is. I just didn't know if they were.
No. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, the next one is 2025-032, Corinne Farms Incorporated, State Road 116 between 100 West and Meridian Road, Uniondale, a minor subdivision. This one looks like it was fun to
Yeah.
lay out. Oh my gosh.
So just for everybody to note, almost the entirety of this parcel is in the floodplain. In past, to approve a split like this, we have made a commitment. We have waived the 2-acre requirement being outside of the floodplain and replaced it with a commitment that it would not be used for any residential uses. So I wanted to discuss that with you guys to see if that's something that you're interested in entertaining, keeping consistent with what we've done.
So I mean,
When it's a recreational parcel.
So it's also within the flowage easement. I'm
Yes,
sure.
correct, yes. There's
Or
flowage
chambers.
easement, there's the whole of it.
Probably in the floodway.
Yep.
So it wouldn't really be, there wouldn't be any probably possibility of building a residential structure on it.
Correct, yes, yeah.
You say we have done that in the past.
We have, and with waiving the ability for it, the requirement that says that there has to be 2 acres outside of the floodplain, waiving that and replacing it with a recorded commitment. I would make a motion to approve it with that.
All right, so Mike is making a motion to approve this with the waiver requiring that 2 acres be outside of the floodplain due to the fact that it's recreational. Did we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, then seconds. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay. All right. Next one is the item 2025-033 Stouffer Family Irrevocable Trust, County Road 1100 South near 600 West in Montpelier, minor subdivision.
Okay. So we're splitting up the 38 acres.
It's a long parcel.
Yes. Yep.
Each year lot.
Long way to get to the woods.
Work out. Yeah, it's just splitting the remaining acreage in half, so both are 18.95 acre parcels. There was no improvements on it. Everything seems to.
Move to approve.
Second.
Jared made a motion to approve, Nick seconds. All those in favor say aye.
Or one real quick
Yes, they're splitting them between each other. So there's 4 remaining, they're splitting them 2 and 2. It really,
It'd be
one
tough.
with one having a 25-foot strip, they probably should have all went with the other.
I mean, I suppose they could add later on to make it.
Yeah, there could be a solution, but yes, they are split.
Okay, all those in favor say aye. Okay, vote was 5-0. Next, oops, I didn't turn my ringer off.
Might have won
Okay.
the Publishers Clearinghouse.
I know. Oh, wait, they're going
Okay.
bankrupt.
Yeah. I wanna know-
Publishers Clearinghouse?
Yeah.
Probably want to know if I've signed up for my
Yeah.
Medicare, Medicaid, which one
That's
of those
right.
plans I'm on. That's what I've been getting lately. Okay, item 2025-034, City of Bluffton, at 310 West Spring Street, the community pool property, combining parcels.
Yep, so preparing for the future project, they're just combining all the legal descriptions together to clarify the law.
So,
Understanding that the sections that are in the other section will always show separate.
so that was gonna be my question,
Yeah.
I guess. I know the section line runs.
Yeah.
Will they be able to build?
Yes, across it. You'll be
Across
able to, yeah, with our combined,
They'll be able to build across that
it'll
line,
just be a tax line at that point.
which is non-taxable property anyway, so it really doesn't matter, but.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you won't have to, they will not have to use that for setbacks or
Okay.
anything. But the actual structures won't be close to that anyways, but
Parking lot, driveway, that
the
kind of thing.
pickleball courts and stuff would be, but yeah.
Second.
All right, Jared approves, makes a motion to approve, and then seconded. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Vote is 5-0. So, we want to go back to the 2025-05-06. We'll get back to that one. Jackson Family Trust on State Road 1 and Harvest Road.
Why they're not here, but.
Do you know who was supposed to be here?
Yeah, Rob Sweet. They're not from around here, so
He's from Ohio, but I'm not sure if I have his.
It's good to get them on the phone in case there's questions or something.
Is their entrance gonna be off of Harvest Road or?
No, so it's coming off of coming off of Main Street across,
So they're not
Lines.
gonna have any attachments.
He's
That
not
rock-
been here before, I'm sure.
yeah, yes.
Maybe they would have a link to it or something.
They're actually making a proposed private / could be a public road at some point on the south side of their property to make it so that it will connect to a property to the west of here, potentially, which is right here, this thing.
Oh,
So this lines up with 116 going east.
oh, I see. Okay, got it. Oh, yeah, it's completely different. Okay, so the industrial park's back here, and this would be Harvest Road over here.
Yes, Harvest Road's up there in the north. They, at one point in time, they originally were looking at 2 driveway accesses and then decided against that.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. I thought we could connect to that just so
Yeah.
that the folks from the
But
industrial
then-
park could get in and out easy.
but then, so it's, the road, the private drive, future public road, would line up with Harrison Street 116 going to the east. So that does make it kind of a four-way intersection there. So that makes that easier. Oddly enough, Harrison is all on the north side, so the way it was built, so it doesn't, so it lines up with that property well. So then they come up into the gas station, they're using underground detention, chamber system. So,
They seem to do that. They did that at Austin as
yep,
well.
yep, they seem to want to do that, so, so that will be between the station parking area and the road, will be between there, so this red, if you want to pass this. See what it looks like.
Have I seen it about all I can understand?
But it's been through, they have their preliminary stuff with NDOT has been back to us. It's just not 100% finalized yet for their driveway access.
Is this the,
Yeah, that's the gas line easement. They are going to be submitting a minor subdivision to split that part out, but there's some conversation about how much of the ground they'll be buying. They're showing right now in the plat plans, like the minimum amount they need, but they may be taking ownership of the area that's in the plat or the pipeline easement because nobody can use it, so they might be getting it. And so that it's just off the books or whatever. So that, where they're showing a potential property in the line area, that might expand out.
It might.
It might square up, it might change a little bit, but there's a discussion between them and the Jacksons about what that would look like.
It's probably ground that's not,
No, serves no purpose.
probably doesn't have a lot of value,
No.
I guess was the.
So I think was the discussion of whether or not they would keep that. The Jacksons would want it, or if they just wanna offload it with this project.
I tried to call Mr. Sweet, did not get an answer,
Okay.
and I just text him to
Yeah.
see.
Okay.
Guess we'll give it a few minutes to see. I had his number from where we dealt
Oh,
with the
yeah.
Austin thing.
They doing anything like additional for semis, or is this just like a regular?
It's a regular gas station, yeah, so that it's not, there's space for a offload, like to load. Bring stuff in, but otherwise, no, it's not designed for semis at all.
those two oval shaped things on
Those
the
are
top?
the tanks.
Tanks,
Those are the
okay.
tanks, yeah. Yeah, so those are the underground.
Okay.
The red area is the stormwater, the gray area is sub-tanks for fuel.
What's this, I'm not sure if it shows up in there, but these little boxes right here, whatever, maybe it's a defense post or something.
No, I think there's some utility controls there.
You know, if they're anticipating putting any kind of a light there,
I
like
would.
a flashing light?
I don't believe there's any plans on making that, changing how that intersection works. They would just have a stop on there, coming out of theirs, just like Harrison has.
So I guess I'm gonna ask a question that may come up with the city, or it has in the past.
Yeah.
They don't like even temporary dead-end streets. This is gonna be a private road.
It's gonna
to
be a
start with.
private drive, yeah.
Okay. Is it, I guess, gonna be built to city standards, do we know?
That was a conversation, and that had been brought up, and possibility of making it a public street right away has been turned down. That they don't wanna do that, I guess, so
Cases don't or the city?
the city didn't want it, cause it doesn't go to anywhere. I don't know,
I mean, there's a whole area south of
Yeah.
here
that could use
Could
that,
develop.
yeah.
and, I mean, getting across the pipeline would be,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say a challenge, but I mean, that would be a challenge.
I'll reach
It's not-
out, I'll reach out to Scott to see where they left that for sure.
You could take Harvest Road, I mean,
Yeah.
like I say, getting across the pipelines would be the challenge, but you could make it where there's a T or a straight-through intersection instead of what we have now with Harvest Road that
Yeah,
can be a problem at shift change.
yes, it can be.
It's,
Mhm.
yeah, it's a nightmare, actually.
Yes.
I mean, I would think that looking forward, that might be,
Mhm.
I suppose if they were going to take it on as a public street, then are they gonna want some kind of a temporary cul-de-sac, whatever?
Probably.
I mean, if it's private,
Yeah.
not our
I
problem.
mean, yes.
Not the city's
For, yeah, snow removal and that type of stuff.
For future.
Yeah.
Is there any restriction, since they're gonna stop the street short of that, is there any restriction? Are they putting some kind of restriction that somebody else is gonna have to pay to get across there, or?
Yeah, I don't know. I've not heard how that, yeah.
Whole road.
Right.
But I would
Strip,
assume,
the spike strip is.
yeah.
Yeah, a little gate.
that with it being a private drive, that, yeah, somebody else would have to chip in the maintenance or something to utilize it. I mean, it's beneficial, the fact that it does touch the other property, so that we could potentially do limited access on State Road 1, so.
Well, I mean, I think Jackson's owns the property south of there as well, down to the Frito-Lay.
Yeah.
used to be.
That's correct, they do.
I mean, theoretically,
Yeah, there's more to it.
instead of having
than
more
that.
driveways into State Road 1, you could have
Yeah,
an intersection.
no more of them, yeah. Yeah, or the only other driveway would line up,
That too.
yeah. Or even,
I think everybody involved would want that. but-
yeah, or just the minimum that they would may just only use like one other driveway access and like line it up with the other entrance, the other Kroger
Like Kroger entrance, yeah.
entrance, and to have 2 points that all line up with each other. But
Okay.
there's more development potential on that south property.
The pipeline.
Pipelines,
Yeah, it
give
doesn't
it a break
pipelines
a
out
little
of-
bit.
yeah.
encumber that whole property
Yeah.
like it does
Mhm.
these.
Alright,
So I'm not
I'll
gonna
get
say
some
that-
more detail on that, so.
I'm not gonna say that getting across that pipeline with the road would be easy, but it might not be a possibility either.
Yeah, correct. It's definitely possible.
Dang pipeline.
I know.
Well, I mean, Harvest Road crosses over part of it now.
Correct,
They were
yeah.
able to get that done, so
It can be done.
it can be done. We're building a new road over as we speak.
Yep.
Adams Street.
Yeah.
Extended. Country Highway or whatever
Mhm.
you call it, but.
And what did they end up doing in that area? They,
Essentially, the pipeline lowered one of their pipelines. I don't think they lowered all of them. There's
Okay.
one that was shallower than the
Yeah.
rest and older. They lowered it, and then instead of putting dirt and compaction and all that, they used stone. They had to use a static roller instead of vibratory,
okay,
and they built a road over it.
okay. So they just
It's
encased
doable.
it,
It's
they just
doable.
encased it in stone and then,
I mean, pipeline still has dirt around it.
yes.
Pipe,
Yeah.
where they had to build up, they wouldn't.
Oh, yeah,
You can compact stone with a static roller.
Yep.
You can't,
do dirt, yeah.
theoretically, you can't compact dirt as well with a
Yep.
static roller.
Sure. bridge it with concrete or something.
Well, and even if you did, I mean, that's,
Still
it's
doable.
not that it's doable.
Yeah.
You don't have to put concrete the whole
Yes.
300 foot of their easement, you put it 10 foot
Yeah.
wide over the top of the pipe.
Mhm.
It's not,
Okay. All right, we'll get some answers on that. Otherwise, it's set for our upcoming plan commission meeting in May.
are they gonna have free parking for the fireworks, since that's where I typically.
You can ask them, maybe you can.
Go get your permit now before they
I'll go get
start.
my bottle of pop. I'm a customer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you might need to be a customer.
Walk real slow out your vehicle.
It won't be a bad place to pick up a pizza. You can pick up a pizza and sit out there, so.
They got good pizza.
That's my, that's been
Yeah,
my
I know.
preferred spot for parking for the fireworks.
Yeah.
And I grass a lot.
Okay.
Okay.
Anything else on this one?
I do not.
All right.
Anything else?
You said they're coming to the
Yeah,
Bay,
Casey's
they'll be at
is
the
the
Bay
largest
agency.
pizza